Breath of the Wild is the newest installment in the Legend of Zelda franchise. Fans are eagerly awaiting its release after a somewhat rocky development cycle that started over 5 years ago. Back at E3 of 2011, Nintendo announced the Wii U, a new console with the ability to play games in full HD, a first for Nintendo. To showcase the new console's power, Nintendo created a small tech demo that is now called the Zelda HD Experience. This tech demo gave longtime fans something to look forward to. Finally, a new Zelda game, in stunning HD nonetheless. The excitement was already starting to build. Soon afterwards, Shigeru Miyamoto confirmed that Nintendo was indeed working on an HD Legend of Zelda title, and that of course would be later revealed as Breath of the Wild. The Zelda HD Experience was just that, an experience for those in attendance of the 2011 E3 conference. Perhaps it was only meant to showcase the Wii U's power, and Nintendo never really had plans for it beyond that, because news on that new HD Zelda title was quiet. In fact, 3 years would pass before we got another look at the HD Zelda title that we all were promised. But during the 2014 E3 conference, Nintendo broke that silence and showed us the first official teaser for the next console installment of The Legend of Zelda. At this point, the game didn't have an official title, and not a whole lot of information was available. The game looked vastly different from the tech demo shown 3 years prior, featuring a more cel-shaded style as opposed to the more realistic-looking Zelda HD experience. The game was set to release exclusively on the Wii U in 2015. After E3, Nintendo was once again tight-lipped on what exactly was happening with this Zelda title. That was until the 2014 Game Awards. During the event, Nintendo graced the fans with another look at Breath of the Wild. This glimpse of the game showed us how open the world was, along with several other features like riding a horse almost effortlessly, or vaulting off in slow motion to finish off a pesky enemy. Unfortunately, this footage wasn't captured via direct feed, which worried some fans as the presented footage didn't look very polished. 2014 was coming to a close and people were understandably skeptical if the game would release on time. After yet another long spell of silence, Nintendo released a video in March of 2015, where series producer Eiji Aonuma informed fans that The Legend of Zelda would no longer release in 2015. Nor would the game be shown at that year's E3 event. The reason given was that they wanted to make the game the ultimate and most complete Zelda game. Later that year at E3, Nintendo of America's president Reggie Fils-Aimé said in an interview that this new Zelda title was still set to release in 2016 on the Wii U, despite rumors of a new upcoming Nintendo console that was codenamed NX. And this was later confirmed during a Nintendo Direct that took place in November of 2015. Fast forward to April of 2016, and out of the blue, Nintendo announces that unfortunately the next Zelda title would be delayed until 2017. The reason given was problems with the game's physics engine. It was also announced that not only would the game release on the Wii U, but on the upcoming codename NX console as well. Later that year at E3 2016, Nintendo would finally drop another trailer for the game and reveal its official title as The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. 5 years after the Zelda HD experience and its official announcement, we finally had a good long look at the game, and a title to boot. Perhaps to make up for the silence or the delays, Nintendo made The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild the focus of E3 2016, presenting the first playable demo of the game running on the Wii U. Later in October of 2016, Nintendo would officially announce what was then known as the Nintendo NX, to be the Nintendo Switch, a hybrid console that could be both played on a large TV screen or on the go. Within this announcement, we got a brief look at Breath of the Wild on the new hardware, and we're told we would learn more on January 12th of 2017. Another year comes to a close, and January 12th rolls around. Nintendo holds an entire live stream event dedicated to the Nintendo Switch, revealing its release date, price point, and other important information regarding the console. But towards the end of this event, we got another look at Breath of the Wild, a new 3-minute long cinematic trailer that left the fans in awe of what was to come. And finally, the answer to the question that we all were asking. March 3rd, 2017. After 5+ years in development, the HD Zelda title that Nintendo promised us is finally coming out. Breath of the Wild certainly changed and evolved a lot over its tricky development cycle, but I think Miyamoto said it best. A delayed game is eventually good, a bad game is bad forever.